First off, thank you so much for trusting us with your project. We wanted to leave you this guide that will answer all your questions about your new wood floors. If you had a water-based finish, your furniture can go back in 24 hours at the bare minimum, but we would recommend 3 days. Your rugs can go back in 3 days. Your dogs can go back in 3 days. And your shoes can go back in 3 days. If you're covering the floor with paper to paint, wait at least 3 days to do this, and do not tape anything directly to the floor. Be sure to keep your airflow up in the first 3 days of having your new wood floor to help with the curing process. And if you can leave the windows open and the air on, this will definitely help. The more airflow, the better. If you had an oil-based finish, furniture can be moved back in 24 hours minimum, but again, we recommend the 3 days. Now, on the rugs, it's going to be a full 30 days. It's just a slower curing product. Dogs can go back in 3 days. Shoes can go back in 3 days. Same thing with the paper. If you're covering it up, wait at least 3 days. Do not tape anything directly to the floor. And with oil-based, since it's not full cure at 3 days, you cannot leave it covered. So you can cover it for about 24 hours, but then you need to get that paper off there so that you do not stunt the curing process. After the 30 days, you can cover it for as long as you'd like. And same thing with the airflow. Be sure to keep your airflow up during this time to, one, the smell is a lot worse with oil-based. You want to get that smell out of there, and two, it will speed up your curing process. So how do you clean your floor? We recommend you use the Brilliance Cleaner from Berger Seidel. We sell it in our showroom and on our website, and we'd be happy to hook you up with it. We also have a version that is a medical cleaner, and if you're wanting an antibacterial cleaner, that is what you'll use. So your main box store cleaners do not have antibacterial properties in them. So this medical cleaner is actually designed for medical offices that have wood floors in them to get them very clean. And when you are cleaning, how you do it is very important. You don't want to get the floor too wet, so avoid any traditional mopping methods where you're dunking a big long mop in a bucket and splashing water over the floor. You don't want to do that. You want to use a Swiffer type mop and keep the floor as dry as possible. Whatever you do, do not use any polishes, waxes, or restore products or anything from the brand Murphy. So please, if you want to protect your investment, stick with the stuff we're recommending. So that's Brilliance Cleaner, Brilliance Medical, or if you don't want to buy it from us, I understand you can use some of Boner's products. Boner has a pretty good cleaning kit sold at most big box stores. Just make sure it doesn't say anything about polishing or restoring or anything like that. When it comes to vacuuming your floor, you can use any vacuum where the spinning head turns off. That spinning head can damage the floor. So if the head does not turn off on the vacuum, I would recommend sticking with a broom. Keys to making this floor really last for you. 1, trim the nails on your dog regularly. Those will tear up the floor fast. 2, clean up water as quick as possible and always try to keep your floors dry. So if you're tracking water in with your shoes or you have wood in the kitchen, you're going to want to pay a lot of attention to that. You might want to utilize some rugs, that sort of thing, to avoid water being tracked across your floor. It will break the finish down. Avoid dragging things across your floor. That includes furniture. It includes anything that's heavy. Don't drag it across the floor. You're going to put train tracks, ruts in your floor from dragging heavy furniture. Don't roll things across your floor. Things like office chairs, if these get placed directly on wood floors with no rug, it will wear through every time. It doesn't matter what finish it is. And also any toys with wheels, if you have kids or grandkids, try to avoid heavy toys with wheels on them. Those will mess your floor up pretty good. And just remember, concrete will scratch if you try and scratch it. So you better believe that your wood floors will scratch. It's not about if they're going to scratch, it's about how can you keep them from scratching the most. So, and then finally, I'm going to say keep up on your recommended maintenance. So your floor should be recoated every 1 to 3 years. And that really depends on how much traffic your floor gets. If you have 3 big dogs and 4 children, that thing needs recoated every single year. If you're single and you don't wear shoes in the house and you only have a cat, that thing doesn't need recoated that often. And don't skip out on this. It's just like a car going to the dealership for its maintenance. If that car gets taken care of just how the dealership says, that car will probably still be running strong at 300,000 miles. Same thing with your floor. If you do the recommended maintenance, that thing's, it's not going to be brand new, but it will still look pretty good. And then every year your floor should be professionally deep cleaned. And this needs to be by a wood flooring company, preferably us. But we're going to come in there with a big power scrubber and we're going to scrub your floor down. And it's a specialty scrubber for wood floors. It's going to put water and solution on your floor, but then it's going to scrub it right back up because remember, you can't get excessive water on your floor. And you get that done once a year. That will help keep the dirt out of the soft grain. That way you're not working it in with your feet. And then probably one of the overall things that you should know, and you probably already do, is that try to just keep the dirt off your floor because dirt is going to kind of act as sandpaper underfoot. You're just going to be working it into your finish, and you don't want to do that. But thanks so much for your business. And if you have any questions, please call us. We are here to help.